Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your man Trent Tactical here. And this might be my first video on my channel. Pretty sure it's going to be. So if you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Trent Tactical. I stream on Twitch occasionally, and I'm trying to do some educational videos on YouTube as well now. So yeah, we did a stream this week as well at my friend's house on his setup. Better Wi-Fi and stuff, and we actually had a woman FIDE master coming into the stream, Simply Divina. So she rated my stream. Huge shout out to her, because man, that was like a surreal moment. That was really cool. So I genuinely appreciate that. Just want to throw that out there. But yeah, so I put together a bunch of different King's Gambit refute lines, and in this video I'm going to show you guys the best way to refute the King's Gambit, as well as a little bit of like traps and tricks. So watch till the end. I threw in those traps at the very end. They're really cool, honestly, and they can win you the game. So yeah, a little short story. I played a guy at the chess club that always played King's Gambit, and I never knew the right moves, and I would get destroyed, like, every time. And then I played an online game against King's Gambit, and got destroyed, like, really bad. And it ticked me off so much that I said screw it, and it wasted my entire day watching GM Igor Smirnov's video on the Remote Chess Academy. So shout out to him. I will link his video in the bio of this video. I'll also link Simply Divina, just because I really appreciate that raid. It really helps the channel and the community grow. As someone that's just starting out making these videos and doing streams and stuff, so I'll link them both down below. But yeah, huge shout out to Divina for the raid and the support. Really appreciate that. And a huge shout out to Igor Smirnov, very strong GM and very good at teaching chess in general, but very good at like just showing and breaking down different refutations against gambits that are really like strong, as well as just like cool little traps and tricks and things that make chess entertaining. So yeah, I'm gonna show him off. I put together all of the things he showed in his video, as well as a cool line that I saw myself. I think he actually taught this in a short, so I put that together as well. So yeah, everything came from GM Smirnov's channel. So yeah, huge shout out to him. Very strong player, way stronger than I ever will be, probably. So yeah, and I know you guys could probably just click on that video and watch it, other than my channel. I try to put a little, entertaining spin on it. So anybody that wants to be a part of this community, I would appreciate if you stay to the end and hear me out. I'm not horrible at chess, but I'm obviously not GM level, but I wouldn't say I'm a bad player by any means, and sometimes people watching really intensely, good players, they break things down at a very high level. Not to say that I'm like someone that understands that more than anyone else, but no, sometimes it's easier to watch somebody that's, around your rating or even lower than your rating, maybe, to break things down, dumb things down, but yeah, man, I spent a lot of time putting this together. This is like my third take on making this video, and my takes on these videos take like 50 minutes after going through everything. So yeah, I'm trying to make sure everything is good, everything looks right on stream. My last video that I did of this took 50 minutes or whatever, like 40 something minutes, and the eighth rank was completely like chopped in half. So trying to make sure everything looks right. But yeah, we should be good, and I'm going to get into it. I actually put together a library of all the different games, or like refutes, to show them off. so that I'm a little bit more organized. And without further ado, let's get into it. So this is the first line. Obviously, King's Gambit is e4, e5, and then your opponent plays the move f4. And computer says it's fine to take, but it's really tricky sometimes. Because initially I thought it was kind of like Queen's Gambit. You take, and then they will take control of the center, but it's actually worse than that. You take, and they just they develop their knight so that you don't have this move, and then they can just go on a crazy developing attack after like all of this, and they're just more developed and have more central control. So I'm gonna show a couple different things you can do here. So what GM Smirnov recommended was that you play the move d5. It's a line where it's a counter gambit. It's the Falkbear Countergambit, and the idea here is that there's 2 pawns for your opponent to take, and I'm going to show both scenarios. If they take this pawn, they lose a rook on the spot. You have this move Queen h4 check. They block it with their pawn, and you just have this, and it's just completely over. And people might be thinking, like, what happens if they go here? You just have this, and after like this, I saw something that was like you have some sort of mating net. I mean, this knight already looks horrible, but I saw something that asked like, what happens if this? It's just a mating net. I think you just have, yeah, you have this still here, and you just walk your opponent. Yeah, actually best move is here, but let's say they go here. You have a mate in 5 tactic, and you just destroy. Like, you just obliterate the position entirely. Yeah, and then you have something like this, I think, here. And when you just pawn mate them. Yeah. So, really, really lethal stuff. But yeah, they take this they take this e-pawn, they just lose a rook on the spot. And it's really bad. And like I said, if they move their king to the other square, then you just check them, and they lose their queen, or else they get mated. So really, really lethal stuff. So yeah, that's some poison for you. Now let me show the line. If they take this pawn, so this is where there's gonna be like 3 different lines or 3 or 4 different lines I'm gonna show you. They take this pawn as normally the normal spot, or the normal position, and you take the other pawn back. Now they have to play this move knight f3, like they always do in the King's Gambit usually. Like if you take the pawn, they're still going to play knight f3. So in this position, you want to just develop your knight, and I'm going to show you 3 different lines that are going to happen. So the first line, I call this the double pawns variation, and it's where there's 2 double pawns. You can just take the bottom pawn with the knight, and then they can push your knight out with the move c4, and then you have this insane check with the bishop. Typically, in this entire refutation, if both these pawns are down, you can just push the bishop and check them. Like if both these pawns are down, this is like you are signed to always go for this check, because this is just going to be lethal for white. And funny enough, they don't have this move knight to c3, because after knight to c3, knight takes c3, pawn takes, you have bishop takes, and you just fork the king and the rook. So they have to block with the bishop, and then after the bishop block, you have this crazy move knight to e3, and the idea is you're hitting the queen, you're hitting this, and you have some pressure. So now they'll usually go for this crazy check, and what's crazy is they think they win the bishop. So you can actually say, nah, I'm attacking your queen, and this is some bait. You say, oh wait, no, my bishop, oh no, call an ambulance. They take your bishop, call the ambulance, but not for me. And you just totally just, oh my god, this fork is just disgusting. Sometimes, what I want to teach my viewers that might be learning chess, even like more advanced players around 1,000, 1,200, sometimes they still won't see these tactics. The knight doesn't, hit any of these squares. Like, it has a check, but right now it's nothing. But you got to think, if the queen takes, now you get him on a square and you force him. So sometimes there's some crazy moves where you don't necessarily need the queen to be on the square right away. You can find a way to bait them onto a square and then go for a fork. So don't go for like tactics right away. I mean, obviously not now because you'll hang it, but like don't just go for a tactic right then and there. Play some positional moves or play some moves that are kind of cheeky, and like force them onto a cheeky square, like a trick square, and then go for this crazy fork. Because now you just win a queen. And I also like to show my viewers and people that watch this, like just how the knight works, because every like high up player will be like, no, you fork the queen and the king. I just like to show that you're also hitting the rook too. So like obviously like I like to show this off because like let's say they just don't take it. Like let's say they go like, I don't even know. Let's say, well, like they're actually. I think the queen is totally trapped actually, in this position. Yeah, I totally think the queen is trapped. Okay, no, she is this. This move. So yeah, there's no fork, but this is what I like to show my my people, like my viewers, is that like there is a lot of different ideas. Sometimes they won't take the queen. Just remember, this is still like an option. Not now, obviously, because you just lose it. But like, don't forget, you have some crazy pressure right now. So yeah, it's just I like to show that off as like, nah, you're hitting 3 different things. You're not just hitting one thing. You're hitting, or I'm sorry, like 2 things. You're hitting 3. But yeah. That's just, I mean, the idea is you're going to take the queen and you're just going to win the game as long as you play, solid. So yeah, that's that line. Now I'm going to show off this line. So that remember, that was the double pawns variation. So they go here, and I'm sorry, the double pawns variation was d4. So let's show off another line. They play the move c4. I call this the explosive opening, c4. I'm sorry, the explosive variation where they play the move c4. It's kind of like an English as well, I like to say, because the English is when they play this anyways. So it's kind of a variation of like the English, but yeah, I like to call it like the explosive opening or the c4 variation, like the explosive line, whatever you want to call it. And then my best way to remember how to defend against this is a bow and arrow. I call this like the bow and arrow defense. I don't know. It's just it's a stupid little cheeky like trick that helps me remember what the right move is. So the idea is you play c6 and you create a bow with an arrow, and you're like trying to shoot an apple off the horse's head or something. I don't know. It's just like a cheeky way for me to remember. It's like you make a bow and then you're shooting the apple off the horse. I don't know. It's just like a little cheeky thing that helps me remember, but however you guys want to remember, works for me. So yeah, like, whatever works for you. But yeah, I played the move c6, and this is where it gets kind of tricky, because 9 times out of 10, I don't think your opponent's going to want to take this pawn, because it just allows you to develop. So, in Igor Smirnov's video, it's like, he shows obviously like the best ideas, but it makes no sense why your opponent would take this and allow you to develop your knight, for me at least. But in his video, he says that your opponent will most likely do that. So I don't know. He's better than I am. So if he says that that's what your opponent's gonna do, hey, take his advice, take his word for it, But yeah, obviously if he doesn't, it gets you into a little bit of trouble. Like, let's say he just pushes this pawn. I mean, obviously, you could probably just take it and you just win a pawn. But it just gets weird, you know? It's like, if he plays this, you can just take, and it starts to get weird, you know? But now you can go for, like, this idea still. And obviously, they can't do this again because they get forked and lose the rook. So, yeah, I would assume that's, like, the best move. Like I said, if both those pawns are gone, then go for this idea. That's what I think, but let's go back to them, you know, just taking it. So you take back with your knight. Sorry, you take back with your knight. My charger for my computer fell off. So, sorry, let me just find that real quick. Okay, there we go. Because my computer's gonna die. And it keeps falling off. Because it's, like, magnetic. Okay, there we go. So, after c6, your opponent takes on c6. You take with your knight. Okay, so now you develop your knight to c6. And then they'll typically play the move d4. Like I said, typically. I don't want to, like, tell my viewers, give them, like, false hope that your opponent's always going to play this. Which is why, you know, you got to kind of do some research on your own to kind of find what happens if my opponent, you know... No, I don't want to... Oh, my God. Kind of don't want to use my game review. Oh, there's a brilliant move. Oh, I think I know what it is. I really hope I didn't just waste a game review, but, you know, if I did, I did. But notice you play, like, with 90-something% accuracy. So, yeah, I kind of didn't want this to be shown. But, you know, yeah, like this. I'm just gonna... Okay, so you have this move. They play the move d4. And, you have this bishop check. They have to go here to block, because if they go here, I think you have this move. No, you could just castle, is what it's saying. But, like, if they take, you take. After this, you just have this. It's a little interesting, you know, but yeah, they block with the knight. That's the best move. And then you have this crazy idea. So after you pin the knight, you castle, and they have to play this move, bishop to e2, blocking the check. That's gonna come after, you know, rook e8. You're kind of forcing this. So you have this move, knight to e4. And knight can't take knight because it's pinned. So now typically they'll castle, which computer on, like, Lee Chess and even the second best move on chess.com is telling them to castle. There's a better move, but 9 times out of 10 your opponent's going to probably castle, according to what the GM says. So I just take his advice and kind of show my viewers. But obviously, like I said, this varies. I think a better move might be, like, the bishop takes, but it does say they castle. This is a huge blunder. Huge blunder. Because now you have this insane move. You guys ready? You take... Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you take with the bishop instead of the knight. Okay. Pawn takes. You take back. So you just sack your... You kind of sack your bishop. But you win. Alright, I'm sorry. You just trade. Never mind. And then you just win a pawn because the pawn takes, and then you take the pawn back. And now you take with the bishop so that you have this kind of fork. You force your opponent to move their queen. So now they go here to protect it, right? But now you have this brilliant move, knight to d4. And you might be like, what the hell is this move? What? The idea is, I'll show it. If the queen takes your knight, you take the bishop, and you just fork the queen and the king. They're forced to move, and you win the queen. And what's even more disgusting, Trent, what happens if the knight takes the knight? Then, ladies and gentlemen, you sacrifice the queen. Queen takes d4. And after the queen takes this, you still have the same idea. And you win the queen, and now you just win 5 points of material. And notice, when you do this move, you take a bishop. You win a piece. So now you're up 2. They go here. And you win the queen, and now you're up 11. You won a queen, and you win 2 pawns, I'm pretty sure. Those 2 pawns so after this trade, you win 1 pawn. Here, you win another pawn by sacking your knight. You win a piece, and the queen. Just disgusting. Just absolutely disgusting. You gotta remember to play this move. But just filthy. You get a brilliant out of it. And now, there's a couple ideas. So, like I said, if the queen takes, you just have a fork still. And you just fork the king and the queen. So queen can't take. If knight takes, like I said, you just take the knight back, sack your queen, and then you win it back. And in this position, it's actually better for the king to go here, but then you still win this, and now you're up 5 points of material again. And the idea is that you have 1 more pawn than your opponent does, and you have 1 more piece. Yeah, because they have 4 pawns. You have 6. So yeah, you have 2 pawns more, and you have another piece. So statistically, if you play this out right, you're gonna win. So yeah, that's that line. But yeah, filthy move here. I think I showed them both. Yeah, if queen takes, you sack your queen. Sorry, queen takes. I'm sorry, you take the bishop and you fork the pieces. And I'm sorry, if knight takes, you sack your queen. So that's that line. Remember the explosive variation, or the C4, or English, whatever you want to call it to remember. And then the bow and arrow defense is my way of remembering things. So yeah, I'm going to show the same idea with this Falkbear Countergambit. Take the pawns, trade. They take this way, you take that way. They develop their knight, you develop yours. It's kind of like a copycat. And this is another variation. This is the third variation that they can do. There's 4. Bishop goes here, and ignore that. The computer obviously was lying, you know. But yeah, the move. No, I'm just joking. The move is knight takes on d5. It's a free pawn. If they take your knight, you just take with the queen. So they're probably not going to want to do that. And this is kind of crazy. They'll castle, and you can play this move. And after d4, you have this crazy idea. So they castle here, and I'm pretty sure castling is a huge blunder. And you can go here, and they play the move d4 to take some central control. And now you have this crazy idea where you fork the bishop, the queen, and the rook. Obviously, you want to take the queen, or you want to, you know, if you have this fork and this bishop wasn't there, right now you'd be winning a rook or a bishop. I could actually argue if this bishop wasn't here right now. Like, let's just say it wasn't there to take. Right? You're threatening these 2 pieces, and after the queen goes, like, I guess if the queen goes here, nah, you still have the same idea. Queen goes here, you can take, and now instead of taking the rook, and now they can't take back, so you just win a piece. And I say this because if you take the rook, they'll take back. You're up a piece, but yeah, they just completely, like, you're up a piece, but you take the rook and then they take your piece back. Whereas here, like I said, ignore this. Whereas here, you can take this piece. You're up 4 instead of 3. They can't take back because of this. It's kind of like a variation in the Ponziani as well, where you're supposed to take the piece instead of a rook, because you have to kind of calculate. After you take, they can take back, and then you trade off your piece for the rook, and you're only up 2, because think about it. This is worth 3. This is worth 5. When you take, you're up 5, but then after they take, you're up 2. You know what I mean? I mean, right now you're up a pawn, but like, let's just say in a normal scenario, this is worth 5, this is worth 3. You're taking it. Now you're up 5 because you're up a rook, but then they take back. Now you're up 2. But whereas if they go here to defend or whatever, to defend their queen, now you're up 3 because you win a piece. They can't take it back, so now you're up. Instead of you're up 2, you're up 3. Some people will take the rook because they don't want a rook on the board and they don't care about that extra, point of material. But I always say if you can win a piece for total free, I would take the piece. But everyone's to each their own. I guess like in the positional side of things, like the very high up side of things, it's very particular what piece you take. But to people around 1,000 or whatever, it doesn't really matter. People that are 1,000 or lower, like, there's not going to be any crazy, GM level player that you're playing against that's just going to be like, shame on you, child, for taking the rook over the piece. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to do that. It's kind of just personal preference. If you're more comfortable taking a rook off the board and trading your knight for the rook, you can do it. I just say in more practical positions, if you can take a free piece without trading it, just take the piece. But yeah, it's totally up to you what you do here. But that was kind of what I showed. But now I'm just going to show what happens when the bishop's going to take your knight, because they don't want this fork. You're probably never going to get this where you actually are allowed to take a piece. But have I ever steered you wrong yet in this video? No, I haven't. So bishop takes knight, right? And you take the bishop. Wait, what? You had this fork, right? Bishop takes. Trent, what the hell are you doing? You take their bishop. So it's a trade. But look a little closer. Now you're threatening their rook again. But now you're threatening their bishop at the same time. They cannot defend both. This bishop is a dark squared. This rook's on a white square. They can't defend. There is no way they can save both pieces. You guys want to hear what the best move for white is in this position? It's kind of disgusting. Their best move is to just give up the rook and take the pawn. And you take, and they take back. And you might be like, why the hell is that the best move? Well, it's like I just said. You're trading off a piece worth 3 for a piece worth 5. So they can take the pawn so that it's equal now and you're not up a pawn. After you take the rook and you're up 5, they take back. Now you're only up 2. But whereas they go here, right? And now you win a bishop. And now you're up 4 instead of, what was it? I'm sorry, 2? Yeah. So you're actually not trading. I'm sorry, you're not even trading off a bishop for the rook. 3 for 5. You're trading off 4 for 5 because they get to take that pawn. Now you're only up, 2. Whereas you take this bishop, and if they go here, you win 4 because you win a piece and a pawn. But yeah, in this position, you go here, and they can take this pawn back, but then you have this. Show goes on. But there is actually a crazier move. If they go here, you take the pawn. I'm sorry, you take the bishop, and this rook is just completely trapped. It can't go anywhere because of this. Can't go here because of this and this. Can't go here because of this. It's just totally screwed. And what's funnier is if they go here, yeah, you take the bishop. And if they take here, you have this. You're still up a piece. And like after here, you just retreat, and you're totally fine. You're up a piece. And yeah, like it's like computer says black is just up almost a rook worth of advantage. They have this strong bishop pair. They're about to castle, develop their pieces. This is, I wouldn't say this is hanging, sorry, because of this. But they got these strong bishops. They're about to castle. They got this. This pawn structure is kind of a little bit weak. You even have, like, if this, you actually have this idea where if they go to hit your bishop, you have this move. Pretty sure computer just wants that. Actually, no. I was going to say this is a good move. And after takes, you take with a check. Right, and then castle. You know, show goes on. Computer actually says after this, you can just take. And then after this, you can just retreat. So yeah, I'm just showing off, you know, what happens if this doesn't happen exactly. But yeah, after here, it's just totally winning for black. And show goes on. So if they do find this kind of tactic, where they take the pawn, you take the rook, you allow this, and then you just go for a trade. You bring that way you're developing your piece, so that you can castle, and they probably won't trade because they're down 2. So that's kind of a bad scenario for white. So now I'm gonna show off some traps now. So I think this is the same line. They go here, and you might be thinking like, I showed off the double pawns variation, I showed off the c4 line, and I showed off bishop c4. What happens if they play bishop to b5 check? Well, now you have this idea where you just play c6 anyways. They take with the pawn, you develop your knight, and if they castle, it's a huge blunder, because after this, they just lose a piece, and it's just over. They win a pawn back to compensate. But, like, you can just win a pawn back and threaten this. They say this is better because it stops this check. But, yeah, me personally, like, I probably would go here. Then but then they go here and you don't win the rook. Never mind, because of this exposure. Okay. So, yeah, listen to computer. In this scenario, listen to the computer, whatever the computer says. So, you know, if bishop to e7 is better to stop rook e8 or whatever, after this to hit the queen, you can just retreat, and yeah, show goes on, like I said. So that's kind of a disgusting line where if they check you with the bishop, you go here, take, and if they don't trade and they castle, yeah, you have this little cheeky move and you win a piece. And then they take a pawn back, so you're up 2. But you're still, you know, you traded off like nothing really. You traded off a bishop for a pawn. Sorry, they traded off a bishop for a pawn. So yeah, I mean, you're up 2, but like positionally wise, you're up a full piece. You're just down a pawn. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's kind of a cheeky little trap if they go to check you with that bishop. Show it off one more time. Here, and then here. So yeah, that's only if they castle though. If they don't castle, you know, if they go here or something, you probably can play a6. Okay. Computer says bishop to d6 is a better move. So yeah, that's that. And, you know, you can kind of figure that out on your own. Like I said, these are just... These aren't guaranteed to run into. These are just giving you guys some stuff in your artillery to kind of navigate the position. Like, it's better than not like taking the pawn and just getting crushed by King's Gambit. So take this with a grain of salt. Your opponent might not play all the same moves I'm showing you. Results may vary, you know, but I'm showing you how to navigate and refute a lot of these tricks you can fall into with King's Gambit. If you just play Falkbear and learn these 4 lines, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to be really strong against King's Gambit. You might play it one time or a couple times against a guy that plays this a lot, and you just destroy them, and they never play King's Gambit against you again. Because, yeah, this is like all of the tricks, all of the traps, all the lines to refute King's Gambit. Like I said, your opponent might not play all the same moves, but this is where instincts need to come on a little bit. If you get this far into the position and they don't play the same, like the right move, you need to say screw prep, and you need to try to find the right move on your own. You know, that's where instincts come in, and being intuitive, and trying to find, you know, the right move with your intuition. You know, so I don't want to just teach everyone like theory and prep and say that like you have to know all the right moves and study 25 moves deep into each line. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this is the prep for you guys. This is your homework, right? But if a question comes up on the test that you don't know, that's where your intuition needs to come in, and you need to kind of brainstorm to find the right answer. That's kind of what I'm saying. This is your homework. You know what I mean? This is the study guide. And when the test comes up, not everything on the test is going to be the exact same as the study guide. The study guide's going to, you know, give you 80% of what you need to succeed, but there's going to be a couple questions you need to figure out on your own. And that's, you know, where the teacher wants to see if you guys understand it enough to find out your own answers and think for yourself. You know, that's kind of what I'm giving you. The study guide, the cheat sheet, the homework, whatever you want to call it. That's just my analogy, you know. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys, I saved the best for last. Kind of a disgusting trap I saw on GM Igor Smirnov's, sorry, it's got a hard name, Igor Smirnov's little short video. So it starts with e4, e5, f4. I'm just going to turn analysis off. You can actually take the pawn here. You're like, what? No. In this position, this is actually something I might play just to kind of throw off my opponent, because my opponent's going to be like, he obviously doesn't study King's Gambit. He obviously doesn't know the right refute line. I'm going to destroy him. So yeah, just take the pawn and kind of trick your opponent a little bit. And this move is kind of like, this move is like automatic for white. If they don't play this move, they're going to get like totally screwed. And why? Because you have this move, this deadly move, queen to h4 right now. If they don't, like, if they just ignore it, man, they get screwed, because they go here to stop. You take this pawn, they can't take back. This pawn is pinned because they lose the rook. Okay? I'm just showing it off because obviously GMs would just, you know, kind of gloss over that. But no, like, some people might just be like, why? Yeah, if they push this pawn, you just take, you win a free pawn. They can't take back, and you just win a rook. And you still have a lot of pressure. I mean, even if they, you know, like, go here or something, like, obviously, like, just bringing out a piece or whatever, then you have this crazy idea where, can you sack your queen here? No, you just have, oh, I'm sorry, actually, it's even better than that. You have mate in 3. Wow. Yeah, like, let's say they go here. Now you don't have mate in 3, but you still have this discovered check. And now they have to move their king. Wow, you can take here first. Can you make... Is the best move to make a knight or a queen? Okay, so it's to make a queen still. And then they have to go here, and you can, like, check here, force them here, sack your queen for the knight, and then take their queen. Wow. So yeah, it's just disgusting, and you just totally win. So yeah, this is kind of why they need to play this move, knight to f3, stopping it. So yeah, this move's kind of like automatic for white. When you take the pawn, regardless actually if you take the pawn or not, like I showed it in the Falkbear, this move is like automatic. Like 98% of the time, I would say, your opponent's going to play knight f3 to stop that huge threat. If they don't, If they don't, go for it, like I showed. If they play anything other than knight f3, bro, just go for that crazy idea, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna win a free pawn, or you're gonna win the whole house. Like, if you're playing someone that's not like crazy strong, and they run into this, dude, they're gonna get obliterated. So yeah. Anyways, they play the move knight f3, kind of automatic, and you play the move g5. To kind of overguard this this pawn, and your idea is g4, kicking their knight. Now, like I said, results might vary. Your opponent might not play this move. I know. I showed this off against a guy at the chess club on Friday night, and he said he'd play the move h3 in this position to stop g4. And this is where, kind of gets tricky. What computers say in this position. Probably developed a bishop. So it says knight to f6 is the best move. And you actually sack this pawn. But then you have rook to g8, forcing it back. And then you have d4, trade. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. I think white might be better. No, because you're up a piece. Sorry. So yeah, they play h3, and then you play d6, knight here. Okay. But yeah, I saw that move h3, and then knight f3. Or I'm sorry, knight f6. You take this pawn, so it's equal, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Black is actually winning by almost a pawn. After this, c6. Yeah, c6. Wow. And they go here to check you. Okay. And you just force a queen trade. Do you take with the knight? Take with the bishop. Okay. And then they're forced to go back. What if they go like here? Oh, and then you just win a pawn. Wow. So they have to go all the way back to stop this, and then you can just develop your pieces. And it says black is up 1 here. Okay. So if they play h3, I guess just play all the moves I just showed you. But no. So you just go here, and sometimes they'll, like 9 times out of 10, like I said in Igor Smirnov's little video, he says that opponents will play the move bishop to c4, kind of going for a fried liver attack, and it's kind of disgusting. So what do? You got to stop that, right? Nah, screw it. You play the move d4. What? What the hell is this move? You're just allowing him to play knight at knight e5, right? Exactly. This is called the Salvio Gambit. And now that knight no longer being there. What the hell? Okay. This knight before was guarding this square. When you push it, you open the range for your queen, and this knight has to move. This knight goes to e5, and now you play the move queen to h4. And I'm just going to show this off because they won't explain this. Like I said before, if your opponent goes here, you can just take the pawn. They can't take back again because they lose the rook. So, best move in this scenario, they can't go here. They have to go to king to f1. I'm going to show this off real quick, though. If they go here, yeah, you have this check. You have pawn to f3, check. Pawn takes check. Why can't the knight take? Because you have this. Forking this piece, forking this piece and this piece. After this, you just win a piece. Okay. So, yeah. They can't go down because they will get absolutely obliterated. Here, here, here. So, after takes, they go here. And, yeah, once again, you just win a piece. Okay. A lot of crazy traps. A lot of little tricks and traps. So, yeah, here, 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 saying here, and then you just develop here, and you just pin it. Yeah, and I mean, you're winning 3.2 here. So your opponent's going to play, 9 times out of 10, they're going to play King F1. And then you have this crazy idea, Bishop to G7, right? Hitting their knight. What the hell, Trent? I thought you were good at chess, bro. You just allowed him to take your rook. Exactly. They just take this pawn. You can't take because of the bishop protecting the knight. And you're just going to lose your rook. You're going to lose your rook. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where the fun begins. You play the move D5. What the hell is the idea behind D5? It does absolutely nothing. Trenton, I thought you were good at chess. Shut up. Shut up. Don't ever scold me again. Child or, adult that thinks they're better than me. Don't ever. No, you play the move D5. And the idea here, if the pawn takes this range of protection, stops. It cuts off the connection between these two pieces, and you just win a knight. So they can't take with the pawn, or they will lose their knight. So they take with the bishop. Trent, what the hell? That does absolutely nothing, you buffoon. You are horrible at chess. Stop doing videos. Shut up. Don't talk to me that way. No. So the idea behind this is now this bishop was here guarding all these squares. Now you get it closer this way. Now it's looking at absolutely nothing, really. It's still protecting this, allowing this. But now it's a move that gets that bishop off. And now is where the fun begins. You allow your rook to be captured at any time because there's nothing you can do. You can't save that rook, right? So what do? You delay it. What do you mean delay it? You delay it by playing the move Bishop to D4. And Trent, what the hell is this move? They can just take your rook, right? Wrong, you absolute buffoon. If they take your rook, you have queen to F2 and it's mate. So you 400 elo trash talkers, shut up. No, they can't take your rook right now or they get mated. So they have to stop it. You delay the rook capture, and they have to play this move queen to E1. And you might be thinking, Trent, I thought you were good at chess. Why the hell can't they play this? Like I said, you buffoon, you have the move F6. And queen can't take because obviously the pawn takes. So the pawn will take here. And you take. They go here. Right? Trent, I thought you were good at chess. You're down 2 now. And your rook is hanging. You have this disgusting little check here. They're forced to go here. They have no other squares. No other squares. Because the queen. They have to go here. And you just pin the queen to the king. And you just win a queen. So like I said before, you buffoon, shut up. And then they're in check. They can't take the rook. And after like here or something, what do you do now? You go here, check them, and you would win a piece. Sorry, this is protected. You're threatening mate. After like this, you have this. And yeah, I mean, you're just threatening like all sorts of stuff. Yeah, you have mate in 3. Here, here, here. And then something like here, here, here. Yeah. So sorry. Yeah, so this, here, here. They have to go here or they get mated. If they go to any of these squares, I think it's mate. They go here. Sorry, if they go here. If they go here, it's mate. If they go, they can't go here. So yeah, they have these 2 back squares or they have this square. If they go here, it's bad because you can just check them. force him here, and then just go on some crazy little attack, or force a draw or something. No. It just says you can kind of shuffle with checks until you get like a strong attack or whatever, but you're just winning by like 7.5. So if they go here like they're supposed to, you can just develop. If they take here, you can take, they can take, and you just develop everything. And yeah, it's just really, really bad for white. So yeah, this idea doesn't work. Okay, so they're forced to play queen to e1. But now, this is where the fun begins. They offer a queen trade, right? And they're stopping mate. You just say, no, I don't want the queen trade. You're mean. And you play g3. What the hell is g3? Well, you're threatening to just take this. What? No, you're not. Because you lose the queen. G3 just stops the connection of this. And I wanted to say you could actually just take this with the queen. After takes, you make another queen. So, you trade this off and then you go for promotion. It doesn't work because this queen, Engine says it doesn't work. So, like, let's say they play like this. You don't have this move. After takes, yeah, they have the move queen h4, stopping the promotion, and you're just screwed. You're just absolutely screwed, and they're threatening mate in 1 now. So you have to play this, and yeah, it's really bad. So you don't have that move. So after g3, like, let's say they take the rook right then and there. You still have this move here with f3. And now if they take, you have this crazy fork. If they take, it's a mating net. I'm sorry, not even a mating net. It's just mate in 1. So, yeah. And that's actually what I put down for my notes. If they take your rook here, yeah, you have f3. It's very silent, but deadly. Just absolutely deadly. So yeah, with this move g3, your opponent 9 times out of 10, if they don't take your rook, they're gonna play the move h3, stopping it. What's funny is it actually makes f3 way stronger. You play the move f3, and they can just take your rook, right? And now, no, you don't have any like crazy pawn forks or anything, right? You don't have any crazy pawn forks. You don't have any of that. No. You have a disgusting move here. Like, just filthy. This is actually, like, guaranteed mate. I don't want to click it because it will show the move. I didn't put it down in my notation either because I don't want anyone seeing this move. I want this to be a secret. I want you guys to try to find this move. It's a very hard move to find, but if you guys can find it, props to you. You're better than me. Probably. Or you cheated. But yeah, no. I will stop and let you guys kind of think for a second. But I will say it's a sacrifice. It's a very filthy sacrifice. So yeah, I can show it off. You guys ready? Ooh, does this move work? Ooh, I think this move works too. I think there's 2 moves that might work. Wow. So I see 2 moves that work, I think. Kind of filthy. But I'm going to show it off. Are you guys ready? If you guys were paying attention and you find it, the move is bishop takes on a3. Sorry, h3. I'm so slow. I'm so slow. Bishop takes on h3. I forgot it was black pieces, so everything's reversed. Bishop takes on h3. Bro, I've messed it up every video too. I always say a3, And then I will be like, I always think that I said h3 in the video before, so I'll say a3 again, thinking that I'm right, but I'm just totally wrong. Bishop takes on h3, sacking the bishop. And the disgusting idea here is that you just have this, forking this and this. You force the king this way because he has no squares. So after this check and they go here, you go here and you can just like make a queen. Because after this, they go here, you can just make a queen. And I'm sorry, it's not check because they move. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking maybe it was a discovery where like here and then this crisscross applesauce, but nah. Or maybe taking with bishop might be better. So like let's say like here. Yeah, actually it's mate in 1. Because all these squares are just gone. So yeah, they can't do anything. They have to go here, sacking their queen. What a sad move this is. You can't take. I mean, you can. But yeah, they have to play this move. What a disgusting, sad move that white has to make here. You take. They take. And then you have this check. They have to go here. And then you just win the queen. Filthy. But yeah, they play this move. And pawn can't take because this is mate. It's mate. Disgusting, right? This is just mate. Everything's guarded. So, they can't take with the pawn, right? They're either forced to go here, sacking their queen. Either way, they're sacking their queen, right? So 9 times out of 10, your opponent's not that good. No offense, but your opponent, man, who the hell is gonna see this move or this move? Like, who is gonna see that move? Keep in mind, if they go here, it's mate in 1. It's just mate. Or I'm sorry, it's mate in 2. Wait, why am I just horrible all of a sudden? No, none of that's mate. Yeah, like if they go here, I'm sorry. Yeah, if they go here, this is mate. In 2, they go here, and then you can take and that's mate. But yeah, no. So in this position, yeah, they have to find this or this. I think best move is this. Yeah. So 9 times out of 10, your opponent's not gonna find that move because that's that's a disgusting move. Like, how would you ever find that move? I mean, maybe GMs or like really master level players will find it. Regardless, if a GM finds the move, I don't care. Man, they're giving you a queen. They're just saying, have it, bro. I would take that queen in a heartbeat. There's no counterplay. They play this move, and you can check here. They're forced to take, and then you have this, and then you still win the queen anyway. Or you just can take, and they're forced to take it, and then you have this check, and then they're forced to go here, and then you have this, and you trade off the rook for the bishop. Then you have this. They're forced to trade more pieces off, and you're just destroying. Like, it's just over, bro. Like, there's nothing. You have this, or I'm sorry, even like a castle check. Yeah, like it's just over. So, I'm gonna show what your opponent 9 times out of 10 is gonna do after this disgusting sacrifice. Their rook takes the bishop. And you just resign, it's over. You just lost. I'm joking. You have the disgusting move. Queen takes on h3. What? Queen takes on h3. And you might be thinking, what the hell was this move? Queen takes on h3. You're threatening this mate? You're threatening this mate. You're threatening this mate. It's guaranteed mate. There's nothing they can do now. Your opponent will take your queen, and you have the move g2, checkmate. Oh my god. You just sacked the bishop. The bishop! And then they take with the rook. And you sacrifice the queen! And then they get mated by a pawn. Did I not just save the best for last, ladies and gentlemen? Did I not save the best for last? I told y'all. Watch till the end, because this is a disgusting, disgusting line. Horrible, horrible trap for white, man. Disgusting. You sack the bishop, and then you sack the queen, and then they take, and they just get mated by a pawn, bro. Like, filthy. Just disgusting. What happens if they don't take? What happens if they don't take? Bro, if they don't take... Sorry, this pawn is pinned. They're kind of like forced to take. If they don't take, this is still mate, I think. Yeah, it's still mate. There's nothing they do, but like nothing they can do stops it. I think it's just guaranteed mate in 3. Yeah, they can check you with this. You go here. They go here. What the hell kind of move is this? Who's gonna find that? Think of, bro. Not even the bishop takes. Pawn just takes, bro. Like, what the hell kind of move is that? And even if they play this move, you have this check. They go here. Bishop hits, and now you just mate. Like, it's guaranteed mate. So if your opponent is nice here and they take with the rook, I'm sorry, what the hell? If they take with the rook, being courteous, and you just take with the queen, out of total respect, because it's guaranteed mate, if your opponent knows it's mate no matter what they do, they're going to take it and just let you mate them. What else are they going to do, bro? Delay it? You take this? What are they going to do? Just absolutely delay it? Like I said, they have to play this move to stop it. And then you just have... You have this check, this, and then you just mate them. So, out of common courtesy, bro, if you sack your queen, if my opponent sacks their queen and I know it's just mate no matter what I do, I'm just taking it, bro. I'm just letting them mate me like this. They earned it. They earned it. Like, come on, bro. It's common courtesy. They earned it. Like, Magnus even will take the queen if they know it's guaranteed mate. Sometimes like GMs will just take the queen, allowing you to mate them in like a devious way, because it's just like sportsmanship. It's like Steph Curry. If you know he's wide open to shoot the 3, just let him shoot the 3, bro. Don't even block him. Just let him have it, bro. If he's 45 feet away about to make that 3, you know what I mean? And like he has that 2 feet of room, don't even guard him, bro. Just let him have it. Just let him have the 3. You know what's going in. Just let him have it. Like, that's kind of what it is, bro. It's just like common courtesy. Like, if you know it's unstoppable, if you're down 15, just let your opponent score, bro. I'm sorry, like if you're winning by 15, just let your opponent score. Like, if there's 30 seconds left on the clock, bro, or whatever it is, or I'm sorry, like, let's be realistic, like 5 seconds left, just let your opponent have the 3. Like, it's kind of like that, man. But except the roles are reversed. If you're losing, just let your opponent win. Like, you know what I mean? You're losing so much, and it's unstoppable that you're going to lose. Just let them have the 3. Let them go for it. Yeah, so if you know it's guaranteed mate, just let your opponent, just take the queen, bro. Let me mate you like this. But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry if I yapped a little bit too much. But yeah, man, that is all of my lines and traps and tricks to show off. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know I yapped a little bit, and I was trying to make it entertaining for y'all. But yeah, man, shout out to Igor Smirnov for all of the stuff that I found on his channel with King's Gambit refute lines. Yeah, some traps and tricks, and some really good lines that help totally refute this. Also, my account on chess.com is Trent Tactical as well. You guys can just access my my library as well. I made it public for anyone to check it out. So yeah, check that out. I think I made a lot of my all of my library stuff available for you guys to check out. I actually did play a GM and a simul that's on there as well. You guys can check out that. Maybe I'll show off the game. But yeah, man. If you guys sticked all the way to the end, I'm gonna give you guys like a keyword to kind of like comment to prove that you guys stuck all the way to the end. Um, hmm. If you guys made it all the way to the end of this video, I want you to comment Awala. Okay, that's like my water bottle brand. Comment the word Awala. Okay, AWOLA. Awala. Okay, I think that's how you spell it. Let me see. Awala. Water bottle. Yeah. No, yeah. OWALA. If you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, comment Awala. Okay, I want proof that you guys watched all the way to the end. I will respond to everybody that comments Awala. Comment some stuff like whatever you want to see next. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe, follow my Twitch. Just show some love. But yeah, man, just comment Awala as well, just to prove to me that you guys watched all the way to the end. It's gonna be a pretty long video. I don't even think I'm gonna edit it. I think I'm just gonna maybe just post it straight to YouTube. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I tried to make it as entertaining as I could. But yeah, man. Let me know what else you guys want to see. I actually I saw this commentary with a FIDE master. He watched a Grandmaster game and did some commentary and like explained some stuff. There's a very disgusting Sicilian game played between two GMs, and this guy gave up a pawn and just totally obliterated the Sicilian. And I did like a total deep dive study that I put on my library as well. So if you guys want me to show it off, kind of explain the thought process behind it. Obviously, I'm not as good as the FM at all, and he did a very good job at explaining things and making it fun and entertaining. But I can always show it off too because it probably didn't get enough love. So I would love to show it off as well. Because the more people that talk about, crazy historical games, the more they're going to be well known, and the more people are going to know how to refute the Sicilian and just learn chess, you know what I mean? So yeah, I could show that off. I could show off my game against the GM. I could show off my tournament game that got postponed to the 18th that I'm going to play. I could show off other tournament games I've played. I could just play a normal game, like a normal rapid or a blitz or whatever, so you guys can just see how I do. Like whatever you guys want to see. I play a lot of games on my Twitch. Like I said, shout out to Simply Divina. I'm hoping that's how you pronounce her name, Divina. She rated my stream this week, and that was a huge amount of love and support for the stream and just for this community I'm trying to build. So I'm going to link her channel or her Twitch, or both, down below. Amazing player. She played against GM, what's his name? Dina, is what they call him. Daniel Narodinsky. And she beat him. So that was an insane moment that I saw. And she's played Hikaru, she's played Magnus. So yeah, shout out to Divina for the raid this week. Huge support of the channel for that. Really helped me out with those 38 viewers, man, because I only get like a couple people. So the more people that check it out the stream from this, or if this pops up on your For You page, whatever, go check out the stream, say hello. We're always very nice. I'm very always nice in there, and I stream with my friend Carson every now and then. So we will we'll either play you on stream, shout you out, and just say hello. I'm trying to build a really nice community. I already have one mod in there, so I might give out some more mods. If you guys are a long supporter of the channel, we'll see how that goes. Maybe giveaways. We're trying to play a lot of community games on stream where we just play viewers and just make things entertaining. But yeah, man, thank you guys so much for watching, and check out Divina's stream or her channel down below. Check out Igor Smirnov's video, I'll link below, and his channel as well. Amazing player. talks about this stuff a lot better than I will probably ever, just because of how good he is. But yeah, check out the original video down below. This was all learned from GM Smirnov, and check out Davina's stream and her stuff below. And yeah, check out my Twitch. I'll link below. And this is going to be on my YouTube channel. I also have, I think, an Instagram that I made. Not sure if I did or not yet. I will in the future, so eventually it'll be posted whenever you guys watch this video. They will probably be a Trend Tactical Instagram. I know I do have a TikTok that I'm going to make some shorts on as well. 9 times out of 10, if you want to follow me anywhere, my Discord, my TikTok, my Twitch, my YouTube, everything is Trend Tactical. The only thing that isn't Trend Tactical, my chess.com account is called Trend Tactical. The only thing that isn't Trend Tactical right now, or Trend Tactical Chess, is my lead chess. I can't change it. It's Karma the Kid 18, or Karma the Killer 18. It won't allow me to change anything but the capitals. So yeah, if you guys want to follow me on like lead chess, it's Karma the Killer 18, and I'll play you guys some like daily games or blitz or whatever. I kind of want to keep the range the same. So if you guys are like really high level that want to play me, like 1900, 2000, I would appreciate if you send me like an unrated game for fun. I don't really want to affect my rating at all against people that are like 2000. So yeah, kind of send me like a courtesy game. Spare me the rating. That would be very appreciative of you guys. But yeah. Comment a walla if you made it to the end. Check out everything in the description. Comment whatever you guys want to see. If you guys like the video, drop a like and subscribe. It's free. You can always change your mind later. I'm gonna try to make some really good educational and fun videos for chess, as well as my fun streams and stuff. If you guys want to see more content or see more of me, check out the Twitch. Like I said, it is free as well. Follow me on Twitch. Go comment in there. Go show some love. We'll play some games with you. We'll have some fun. I'll play some music every now and then. Yeah, just be a part of the community. I would really appreciate it. And I am friends with a lot of people in this community as well. So yeah, I'm friends with my friend Cameron, who does a lot of fun educational videos, things on his stream, things like that. So you guys can go check him out as well. I'll put that down below. And yeah, I go into Elaine, I think her name is Elaine Lee, her stream as well, and her channel, so I can link that down below as well. But yeah, that's kind of the community that I'm in as well. We have a Discord, and we talk about a lot of content, ideas, and just cool things that we do a lot too. So yeah, man, if you guys ever want to like find what I'm up to, I'll probably be in those 2 streams. I'm a moderator for Cam. I'll be in his Discord as well. Yeah, that's kind of it. This is probably gonna be like an hour long, so thank you all for watching. Appreciate all of you that stuck around this long. I know I yap a lot. And yeah, I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. Comment a walla. Goodbye.